Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So, in this video, I wanted to talk about how you need to be strict and disciplined when it comes to your game. All right, so what that means is that you have to sort of figure out what you want out of this game. You know, figure out what you want to happen when it comes to you dealing with women, right? So you need to have an idea of the things you want to happen, the type of chicks you want to deal with, and stick with that, right? So let's say, for example, you're like, you know what? I don't feel like going on dates. I just want to smash some chicks, bring them back to the crib, but I'm not really trying to go on dates and spending money on all this other stuff, right? So if that's what you want, you're going to have to create situations where you can make that happen, right? And you need to stick with that. And see, the thing is that if you don't stick with it, it's going to make it harder for you to get what you want. So, for example, you're saying, well, I want to, just bring chicks over to the crib and hit it. You understand? So let's say you just match with chicks on Tinder and you're trying to get them straight to the crib, right? But what happens is, let's say you match with a girl on Tinder and then she's like, oh, but, I want to meet you at this place, or can we do this instead? And then if you end up doing that thing, right, you're going against what you actually set out to do. You see what I'm saying? And so what happens is that the more you get away from, you doing the things you want to do, the harder it is going to be for you to actually get the things done you want to do. Because I always say that the game is about you. So whatever you're doing is either building you up or breaking you down. So when you stick to what you say you're going to do and the things that you want, right, you're building yourself up, which is going to attract more of what you want to you. But then when you start, sort of being wishy-washy about it, compromising the shit you're trying to do, that's going to make it harder for you to get the things done. And so what happens is that when you have that focus and when you're strict on what you're trying to make happen, you start to figure out more and more ways to make it happen for you. But if you're not really being strict and disciplined in that sense, then you're never going to really cultivate the skill or the know-how or understand what you need to do to make these things happen in the way you want it to happen. Right? So you got to make sure you stick to that. So, for example, you could also, let's say you say, I don't want to date women with kids, right? And that's just your thing. So you interact with these women, and you're going to attract more women who don't have kids. And then when you do see women who have kids, or let's say you're even on an online dating site or whatever, or you're at a bar, you're talking to some chick and you realize he has kids, because you know that that's not what you're trying to do or what you're into, you got to just bypass that and be like, all right, I'm gonna just keep it moving and actually focus on what I'm trying to make happen. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is, based off of what you want and what you want to happen, you need to make sure that you are strict about it, right? Now, there are times where what you want can switch up and change. And then once you feel like, okay, I want something a little different, then you can just adjust that and then go off of that. So, for example, let's say you're saying, I just want a bunch of casual sex. I'm not really trying to, be in any type of boyfriend, girlfriend, serious type relationship. Right? So you're doing that, and that's what you do. You go out, you hook up with girls, you have fun, you do your thing, right? Then at a certain point, you might say, damn, I'm kind of tired of doing the whole casual sex thing. I might want a girlfriend at some point. I want to, go down that route. So now you're adjusting what you want, and then all of your actions are going to be set to you trying to get that girlfriend. You see what I mean? But you have to stick to what you choose you want to do. You see what I'm saying? Because what's going to happen is that it's going to make your game tighter because it's more focused. So I had a friend who he was having an issue where, he said he wanted to just have a lot of casual sex with chicks, but then he noticed that he was, getting in situations where it wasn't happening, or he felt like his time was being wasted because he would go over a girl's house and then she'd, be on some, I don't know if I want to do this, whatever. Or he'll be hanging out with a girl for a long time, but nothing's really popping off. And so what I told him was, I was like, bro, you got to be a little bit more strict with your shit. You got to tighten that up. So I was like, the next time you with a girl, and let's say, for example, she comes over your house and you tell her, hey, come over to the crib because I want to hook up or whatever. And she comes over to the house and she's sort of like bullshitting with it. Just politely tell her, hey, listen, since we're not doing this, then, you should leave. You understand what I'm saying? Or if you go over a girl's house and the same thing's happening where she's sort of like bullshitting around, you just say, hey, listen, I came over here to do this, but it seems like you're not really trying to do this or for whatever reason. So I'm going to go. And when you're ready to make this happen, then holler at me. You understand? So now when you have that strict, disciplined demeanor about you, what happens is that if that girl actually wants to see you and deal with you, she's going to end up having sex with you the next time you see her. And if she doesn't, then you charge it to the game. But either way, you're giving off that energy of the type of guy of this is what I want. So when you're interacting with other women, you're going to find the girls who want the same things because you first were strict on, you doing your thing. You understand? And so a lot of this has to do with, your lifestyle, the type of things you want. Because, depending on, what you're about and the things you like is going to be one way. Another guy's might be another way. This is why I say, the game is about you. You got to figure out what you want. You understand? Because, me, for example, one of the things that I've done was I had a strict thing of saying that if I'm on a first date with a girl and she doesn't kiss me, then, I'm not going to call her again. Like, I'm just going to charge her the game. Right. Then what happened was I sort of went back on that, meaning like I wasn't strict with it. I wasn't disciplined with it because I had one date where this chick, we were talking, chilling, everything, but, she didn't kiss me, but then she kept hitting me up. So I was like, all right, maybe this chick is interested because she keep hitting me up. So let me give her another chance. So I give her another chance and the chick ended up being on some flaky shit. So I was like, man, fuck this shit. Right. So then there was another time I went out with this other girl and, we had a date. Everything was cool. But then, she didn't kiss me or whatever. So I gave her a hug or whatever. And what I usually do is I usually try to feel out to see what the girl's going to do first before me even trying to like make anything happen, because I want to see her desire to make something happen without me necessarily influencing it at the time. So I was doing that type of shit. So I was like, let me see if this girl's going to kiss me without me having to create the situation of me trying to kiss her. So I was sort of falling back to see, and and then, she didn't kiss me. So then I was like, all right, cool. I ain't going to call this girl. But then again, I went back on my word and she hit me up. And so I was like, all right, fuck it. Let me see what's popping. So I went out with her again and it was a bunch of bullshit. You understand? I don't even want to get into the bullshit, but it was a bunch of bullshit. So what happened is both those times when I went back on my word, the shit turned out to be some bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? And so what I noticed, it was the girls that I've actually been out with who they kiss me on the first date and the sexual chemistry is there. Everything flows better. So, I said to myself, look, I got to stick to and be strict and disciplined about if I'm ever out with a chick and she's on that bullshit and not kissing me, she's charged completely. You feel what I'm saying? And for my lifestyle personally at this point, I'm a busy type of dude. I got a lot of shit popping off. So, my dude, Eddie Fuse, shout out to Eddie Fuse. He had, I was watching one of his videos and he was talking about how he has a One Flake Rule where if the chick flakes once, he's done. You feel what I'm saying? And so that's what I'm saying, where you have to have rules set up for your shit. You have to have, certain standards that you have that you stick with. You see what I'm saying? And make sure that you stick with those standards. You understand? Now, of course, you got to make sure that you're realistic with this, so don't be on some shit like, oh, I'm not gonna get with any girl unless she gives me like $50,000 a month or some shit. Like, come on, like, don't be ridiculous with it. But what it is that you have to figure out the type of things you want, how you want things to go. already have that foundation so that when you're interacting with women, you have something for them to follow. You understand? You have things in place to where this is what I'm looking for. You understand? And so what happens is this also helps you when you're having a conversation with a girl, when you're sort of evaluating this chick. Because a lot of guys say, well, I don't know what to say to women, and what am I supposed to talk about? And see, this is directly correlated to you not having any type of thing in place that you feel is important to you. You understand? So let's say, for example, you're the type of guy that's like, look, I'm not trying to fuck with no baby mamas, and I need a chick who's super cooperative, who's sexual, whatever. So if you're talking to some chick at the bar and you can ask her like, yo, so you have any kids, right? You start talking about that. You understand? And you start flirting with her, and then you say something about sex or whatever the hell it is, so that you can get information from her to see if this is the type of girl who's going to fit into what you're trying to do. But you have to be very strict about this. You have to be disciplined to follow through with what you've said to yourself about what you will and will not tolerate when it comes to dealing with these women. All right. So that's pretty much it. Listen, guys, if you have any questions, click the link below and I'll holler at you later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. Click the link below to get the ebook 60-Second Game. In this book, you'll learn how your confidence, verbal communication skills, appearance, response to rejection, and honesty can affect your game. Click the link below to get your copy today. Now, before you turn off this video, I want you to do 3 quick things. 1, I want you to click the link below to send me a question. If you have a question on dating and relationships, I'll make a video about it. 2, I want you to click the link under that to get my free audio program, Undeniable Game, which teaches you 7 easy to follow tips on how to really attract beautiful women. And 3, I want you to click the link under that one to go to Bad Boy Membership, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. What's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy Membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy to follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy Membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.